Hey everyone, welcome to the video. Going over today's Monster 15 game MLB slate. Before we continue though, if you could leave a like, subscribe to the channel, I really appreciate that. You can also follow me on Twitter at cpen_16. I'll put that in the comments below if you don't know how to spell that. If you want access to this cheat sheet and then everything else I do on here, just like I said, follow me on Twitter, shoot me a DM, and I'll be happy to send it over to you. Alright, also, I think that's it, so let's get into the MLB slate. So SP1 today for me is going to be Steven Strasburg, 11,500. He's a core play for me today. I'm going to get him in all my lineups that I can. And I know he's expensive, but on a big slate like this, there's plenty of value plays, and there really is a lot of value plays today, so it's really easy to do. Even spending up at double pitchers is even doable, but I'm gonna refrain from doing that. I'm gonna try to go high-end SP1, and then I can get a mid-range guy as my SP2, and I'm very happy with how roster construction works out. So it's a really good matchup for him versus the White Sox, who are striking out a 26% clip, and I think he should get the easy win with Reynaldo Lopez on the mound against him. I do think the Nationals can put up some runs today. He's a heavy favorite, so definitely like Steven Strasburg today. He's got the most upside of any pitcher on the slate outside of Blake Snell, really. Although I really don't like using lefties versus the Tigers, but I mean Blake Snell, I mean he can pretty much beat out any lineup he wants. So I don't think he's out of play. And I will say, just a disclaimer, I do like more than just these people on the cheat sheet. There's 30 teams on the slate today. So there's like 30 first basemen, and I like probably 15 of them, but I'm not going to write all of them. So I do like other people. I just try to handpick a few to talk about. All right, so anyway, and then SP2 today, it's either going to be between either Max Fried or Eduardo Rodriguez for me. They're pretty similarly priced, so we'll have to see who fits. And starting off with Fried, so Pitt doesn't strike out a ton, but they are a considerably worse team versus lefties, and Fried should get an easy win here to boost his floor. I do think the Braves are going to put up some runs today versus Brault, and I don't mind Fried at all. Then Eduardo Rodriguez, 8,000. Not the worst matchup in the world, and like Fried, he should get an easy win as Boston is a huge favorite tonight versus Sparkman. And then, as you can see, I'm not going to have a lot of Boston guys listed down here below, but I do think they're in play tonight as for the bats. Now, catcher, Mike Zunino, 3,600. I really like this play today. Ryan Carpenter is terrible, and so is Detroit's bullpen, so it's going to be a perfect storm for the Rays tonight. And I just like the spot for this price for a guy with his power, but he does strike out a lot, which is not good for him. But on the bright side, Carpenter does not strike out a lot of people, so he pretty much just serves up home runs and hard hits. So definitely like Zunino, and then Jeff Mathis if you need a punt play. And then if you're going to be spending up, Gary Sanchez or Wilson Contreras, and I mean they're really priced up there. But if you can afford them, obviously great plays. And Contreras is the one blowing out Wrigley for him. Then at first base, we have Trey Mancini, 5,000. So over his career, he's been better versus righties, but he's been crushing lefties this season. Now we get a trip to Texas versus Drew Smyly. So I think it's a great spot for him. And then Kendrys Morales, 2,800, just like the price. And I guess I forgot to finish what I was thinking there. But it's against his old ballpark and on his old ballpark versus his old team. So that's probably what I was going to write. So, and then Yandy Diaz, 4,400. Should be leading off versus lefty, and I do love the Rays a lot tonight. Then second base, Hanser Alberto, 3,500. This is probably going to be a core play for me today. In cash games, just love him versus lefties, and he should be leading off in Texas. And Javier Baez, 4,600. Price is down, and the wind blowing out in Wrigley. So you see a bunch of Cubs players here. It's just because the wind's blowing out, really. And Hoffman's not a very good pitcher either. Then Rougned Odor, 3,500. Just cheap power lefty versus Bundy, who can serve up the homers. Problem is, Odor will strike out a lot, and Bundy can strike people out, but he can't strike out lefties, so I think it's okay for him. And then third base, Chris Bryant, 5,200. Like I said, wind's blowing out, and he's 3 for 5 with 2 homers versus Hoffman, so good BVP there. And then Travis Shaw, I could see him being pretty popular tonight, 2,500. Can't ask for much here at this price, but at home and facing a righty, you can struggle with lefties, so I mean, I might even go there. I mean, if you go with Travis Shaw, it really opens up your lineup. And then Josh Donaldson, 4,000, decent price and facing a not so good lefty. And I was almost put Asdrubal Cabrera on here as well, just to let you guys know. So I do like Asdrubal Cabrera. Then shortstop, Willie Damas, 3,400, decent spot in the order, facing a bad lefty in Carpenter. Javi Baez already talked about, and then Jonathan Villar, 4,800. Just love this game. 2 decently priced offenses versus 2 pitchers who can serve up some hard contact in a great hitting ballpark. And then in the high-priced outfit, we have Tommy Pham, 5,200. So like I said, I love the Rays tonight, especially the righties. And then Shin-Soo Choo, 5,100, leading off versus Bundy, and he's a lefty. And Chris Bryant we already talked about. And then the mid-range outfield, we have Ronald Acuna, 4,500, just too cheap facing a lefty, where he has elite numbers all around versus them, and he always has that speed upside as well. And then Michael Brantley, 4,600. You guys know he's one of my favorite players, and I still like his price tag, and he's going to be facing a righty. Then Nomar Mazara, 4,500. He's a cheaper lefty versus Bundy, and we really want the lefties with Bundy, but we can also use righties. But the thing is, Texas has so much righties. Has so many lefties, because Bundy's been serving up homers to both sides, but it's really lefty heavy lineup, so can't imagine there's going to be much righties at all, really. And then value outfield, Cal Schwarber, 3,900. Love this play tonight. Probably a core play for me. He's a core play for me right now. We'll see how that goes throughout the day, but that's for right now. I really like him. I love the price, and he's going to be leading off for righty and the win. Then Shohei Ohtani, 3,400. He's just too cheap still. Montas has been good, but he will give up hard contact to lefties. I'm just going to keep playing him with this price. And then Chris Davis, 3,600. I mean, remember when we were paying like 5,000 for this guy at some point? Now he's back down 3,600. Never thought I'd see him this cheap, but he's worth it. He's worth a shot versus a righty. Even though Griffin Canning has been good, but it's he's just one of the highest items in the league versus right-handed pitching, so he's definitely worth a shot there. Then if we go to some of the core plays and the stacks, we have Steven Strasburg, Mike Zunino, Alberto, and Schwarber. So I really just use some of the value guys, so you can pretty much do whatever you want with your lineup at that point. And then impactful weather looked pretty good, except I think the St. Louis game looked a little dicey, but Kevin Roth has it as yellow, so I think it's fine. And I always put the impactful weather below this updates during the day thing. Hold on. That didn't work. 1 second. There we go. Alright, anyway. So then the top stacks for me are going to be the Rangers, the O's, the Braves, the Cubs, the Red Sox, the Dodgers, and the Twins lefties. And I think I just accidentally deleted the Rays. So yeah, the Rays would be my top stack. Probably don't want to delete that. So yeah, the Rays, Rangers, O's, Braves, Cubs, Red Sox, Dodgers, Twins lefties. I know I don't have any of the Twins lefties listed, but I do think Max Kepler and Eddie Rosario are in play. They're going to be really contrarian versus Shane Bieber, but he has struggled versus lefties. So I think maybe you can get a cheap on with Kepler or Rosario. They're two of my favorite players, really. But yeah, so anyway, that's all I have for the video, guys. It's a very monster slate, so I do like other guys that's just listed on the cheat sheet. If you have any questions, feel free to comment below. I think the golf video is out, so I recommend checking that out. And then we'll have UFC coming up throughout the weekend, and then NASCAR as well, so lots to look forward to. So remember to leave a like, subscribe to the channel. I really appreciate that, and good luck today.